What's good, everybody? It's your boy Mo Gotti.
And it's your boy Nas the Great, man, and we are here with another episode of Sessions.
Yes, sir. Another episode here, and we got a special guest, my boy Boogie here. What's up, man?
What's going on?
What's good with it, my boy?
Appreciate y'all inviting me.
Yeah, appreciate you
sure.
coming, man. So, introduce yourself. I recently just got familiar with him, and every time I look at his page, there's always some fly shit going on. So I really, I'm a fan, low key.
So obviously I'm Boogie. I make clothes, make beats. I actually have an after-school program that I just started last year, teaching kids how to make beats.
That's hard.
I do that with Adidas actually, so that's been great. Been making clothes since 2020. Really put the pedal to the metal like 2 years ago, so that's been taking off. But I do a little of everything, honestly. I'm trying not to do everything because I'm getting tired. I'm getting older, so I gotta slow down.
Real Swiss Army knife type of guy, for real.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, where I heard of you and like met you, it was back in like Greenwood days when you was working at
See,
Foot
that's
Locker.
crazy. That's crazy.
You feel me? Like,
I've been around, so.
He been around for him. He was always one of the freshest niggas in the mall. And luckily, shit, I was like, only thing I had was shoes because I worked at JD.
Yeah.
So you feel me? But nah, I've been knowing him, just knowing of him, like for a minute, just because I know this nigga be fresh all the time, bro. Like for real.
Appreciate that.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But tell everybody, so you said you do a lot of things. One really cool thing, I want to start with that, is that you make beats, but you have an after school program for children, how to make, and teaching them how to make beats. How'd you get into that?
I got into that. Well, first, I've been making beats since I was in 7th grade, self-taught. My cousins had FL Studios on the computer, and he was just making beats one day. I've just been intrigued with music ever since. Well, obviously, growing up, I was born in Richmond, Virginia Beach. So a lot of legends.
For sure. Yeah,
Timberland,
Clips,
Missy,
all of them.
the Clips, Chris Brown.
Facts.
A lot of famous people, but just grew up just going to the beach every weekend and stuff like that, just listening to music. My parents were really into music. I moved around a lot also. My parents were in the military, so I kind of moved around a little bit. And then a lot of my family's from Mobile and New Orleans, so down south. So a lot of southern roots with that. So just being around family and just seeing different things and hearing different music, it's kind of got me into that. So like I said, I've been doing that since I was in 7th grade, so that's like 2007, self-taught, and just been sticking with it and just teaching myself everything. As far as the program goes, I got that basically through my job, working at corporate. So corporate is a sneaker boutique downtown. It's all retail, it's not a resale shop or anything like that. But we worked with Adidas during All-Star last year when it was here in Indy, and they wanted to do a community program called Sound Labs. And it's basically what I'm doing is teaching kids how to produce, record music and stuff like that. And it was an idea that I wanted to do even before we partnered with Adidas, but it kind of just was like an alley-oop. Like my job knew that I did music and wanted to do something like that, so partnered with them. Been doing that since the beginning of the school year, so August, September. So that partnership has been pretty cool, just interacting with the different kids at different schools, like IPS schools and stuff like that in the city. And just, like I said, teaching them how to make beats, watching them get out of the shell, out of their comfort zone. Some of those kids are, I think, more talented than what they think and know, especially with only meeting with them once a week for 2 hours. How quick they, get the concept of just, clicking this to do this and playing the piano and just watching them do that. It's been exciting. So it's something that I'm going to keep doing until I just can't do it no more, just because I see the impact from what I've been able to do with them. So hopefully I can, reach as many schools as possible.
For sure. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope as hell.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I was going to say, bro, with you making beats, where did you get your, I know you said your inspiration from like being in Richmond was, Clips, Pharrell, so on and so forth. So I was just asking, who was like your favorite producers?
Favorite producer, I would definitely have to say Pharrell. Because, just from his story, I can kind of relate. A lot of my family, they still live in the hood. They don't even want to leave the hood, honestly. But being a kid that, you didn't want to be what your environment was. You obviously always wanted better for yourself. My family, my parents wanted better for me. So I've witnessed, bad stuff. I've been around it. Never partaken in any drugs or anything like that. I just felt like it wasn't needed for me. I don't think I need to do it to be cool. Like I already feel like a very mellow, calm person. So I didn't feel like that was something I needed. Nothing against it or anybody that does it, but I always wanted to stay true to myself. So I feel like Pharrell is one of those people that's very mellow, very cool, skater kid, but still around, dope boys and stuff like that. Kind of relate with him on that. So that's been kind of an inspiration. Kanye, I mean, obviously, he's going through whatever he's going through, but we can't deny his musical talent. Like,
For sure.
man is really good at what he does. And then I would also say Tyler, the Creator. Like, the way that he really just makes music, like from scratch all the way up, it's just inspiring, man. So I would say those three people for sure.
Oh, that's dope as hell.
That's definitely my inspiration with everything.
That's dope as hell.
Yeah.
So when you're teaching their classes with the kids and everything, what is like one of your main focuses when you're helping them out and trying to just go through your lessons?
The main thing, I would say, I just want them to be themselves.
Yeah.
When I go into the classroom, there's already after school program. It's called Dream Alive, and it's at a couple different IPS schools around the city. But when I go into there, I always tell them, hey, if you don't want to do it, don't feel forced. Like, yeah, this is after school program. You're still in school, but I want you to be yourself. I want you to be comfortable. If it's not something you feel like you don't want to do, I don't want to force you to do it because I don't want you to, not give your full. So I always go in, like, hey, what kids like to do it. If they're hesitant, I try to show them like previous sessions with like the students, like videos and stuff like that. Like, hey, this is what they've done. Or I'll tell them, hey, just do a little bit of it. If you feel like halfway through the 2 hours, if you don't like it, you can leave. I'm not going to be upset. At least you tried. I appreciate you for trying. But even with that, I feel like, they're middle school kids, 6th and 7th, 8th graders. Their attention span isn't the best.
Yeah.
Half the time they don't care. And when it's somebody new, in their face, it's at the end of the day, they're ready to go home. They're hungry.
Yeah.
They want to eat, play, do whatever. But I will say every single kid that doubted it at first loved it. Or they had so much talent that I feel like they realized they didn't even have. That they might not tell me that they liked it, but they'll go back and tell the director, like, yo, I really like that class. Like, is he coming back next week? Or when is he coming back? I want to do it again. So.
And you do that the entire school year?
So I've been doing it since August. My contract with Adidas ended this past month. Where we in April. So it ended in March. But I told them, like I told everybody else, I'm going to just keep doing this.
Yeah.
Because I see the impact, whether Adidas is with me or not, which has been a good, a very big blessing. But I'm going to keep doing this. I already have all the equipment. Even if I got to fund everything else out of my own pocket going forward, I'll do it because the impact is there. I used to be in a class when I went to LC called Interactive Media. It was at the Career Center in McKenzie, if y'all familiar with that. And in that class, they taught me production. They taught me photography, videography. We learned how to make a video game from scratch. I got a certification in Photoshop there in that class, like throughout that school year. And it's not a thing anymore. I don't even think technology is really pushed in schools like that anymore, to be honest.
Which is crazy.
Like an extracurricular class, or activity. The impact, the amount of kids that want to do it is always climbing. They always want to do it. Some of their parents even reach out to me like, yo, do you have private lessons that they can do? And stuff like that. So, from the parents wanting to do it, the students wanting to do it, and have the good feedback, and then, working with Adidas is... I'm just keep doing it, man. And so I literally can't do it no more. So
yeah, I feel it.
Honestly. And then I've even been trying to work with like a lot of local artists and producers who want to come in, even DJs, like, yo, come teach a class for a day. Tell them about what you do or your experience in the industry. Give them insight or, some feedback on what you think they should do or how they should navigate, going forward, especially being in, middle school. I wanted to go to college for music. My parents didn't support it at all.
Of course.
Did not see it being worth a dime. Like, literally told me, hey, if you're not going to the military, figure it out yourself. So, I went to Ivy Tech, trying to displease them, didn't like it, stopped going. I let 10 years go by before I finally went back to school. and I went to Full Sail for what I originally wanted to go to school for right after high school, and I got my degree in 2 years.
Yeah.
They sent me everything I needed as far as like MacBook, Pro Tools, Logic, the keyboard, everything.
Damn.
Literally gave me everything to have my own in-home studio. The only thing I had to buy was probably speakers if I needed it, which I
Right.
did everything in headphones, but speakers was the only thing I had to pay for. So that push, and then my wife pushing me to, get that degree like I always wanted to. And then with the Adidas stuff, just aligning, everything just kind of just fell into place. So it's just like everything just feels like it should be happening.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's dope,
That's
man.
hard. Hey, man, so you actually got your brand on Mellow, man.
Yeah.
And I actually got 2 questions for you. So, like, when it ties back into the music as well, when you're teaching, like, what teaching style do you go for? Like, are you still mellow or like?
I'm still, so naturally I feel like I'm a quiet person. The last couple of years I've been working on getting out of my shell more and being more vocal. And it's been a lot easier. I don't know why it's been seeming a lot easier for me, but like just interacting with people is just, I don't know. I guess I just got over my fear of just trying to please people, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've noticed just being myself, people just appreciate me just being just chill. Like I think people are just used to chaos and just overly energetic like things and people that when they meet somebody that's kind of chill, they kind of just like refreshed. I know sometimes people tell my wife like, "Yo, is he good? Is he like what's wrong with him? Like, why is he so quiet?" I get that a lot too. And I literally be the happiest person, and sometimes I might look sad or just out of it, but I really just be chilling, man. Honestly. But yeah, in the classroom, I'm the same way. Like I said, I just want the kids to be as comfortable as they can. Like school's hard enough. You might have stuff that you deal with at home, and I feel like sometimes getting away from home and sometimes after school, like that's their getaway. That's their way to really just be themselves for like that 2 hours. So I try to just make it as relaxed as possible. Because again, this isn't something you have to do. This isn't something that's required for you to like, pass school or anything like that. It's really just for you to just have an outlet. The same outlet that I wanted for myself when I was growing up. So I'm just always just like how I am right now, just chill. And that's how I want them to be. But if we need to turn up, we can turn up too.
Type shit.
Okay. For sure. So he brought up your brand. I see Lauren got a sweatsuit on. I like that. Is that just like a soccer jersey?
Yeah, so this is a sample I just literally just made a couple days ago. So like I've been saying, Mellow is my brand. I started it in 2020. It used to be called Mellow Hype Co. But I switched the name 2 years ago. One reason, Mellow Hype used to be a rap group. It was Haji Beats and Left Brain, I think. And Mellow Hype really kind of just described me. Mellow as just like a chill person, but hype just because of like the music and like the style of music I like and things like that. And I didn't want people to think that I was biting off of them, even though they're not like a group anymore and they haven't been in like 10 years or something like that. So most people probably don't even know they're a group.
Yeah.
But I know, and
that's kind of what matters.
People were tagging the Mellow Hype, like my brand page, like under like screenshots of like music being played. So I'm like, man, I don't want people to think I'm biting or trying to steal from them.
Yeah.
So after like 2 years, I was like, okay, I'm starting to get a little buzz, at least locally. Let me kind of like really just tap into like a different name and just being myself. So now it's called Mellow Days Only, which still I feel like kind of represents me. It's just having it being chill every day. But I just go by Mellow or whatever people want to call it. But I mean, as far as the brand, I do everything myself. The printing, the sourcing of the pieces, shipping, building the website, responding to emails, running the Instagram page. I recently just did a shoot on the page 2 weeks ago. I shot it, I edited it. I literally do everything myself. I bag all the orders out. I do everything.
Damn.
And it's cool. It sounds great, but
man, that's exhausting.
I'd be tired.
That shit's hard.
I work full time, which is fine. The job is chill, but I don't go to bed till like 2 a.m. And that's because I force myself to.
Yeah.
And then I wake up at like 6. So I'm only getting like 4 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah.
Weekends, I might get a little bit more, but if I go party or just hang out with people or my wife or whatever, I mean, I might get a little bit more sleep, but I literally maybe get 4 hours of sleep a day.
Grinding.
Yeah. So, I mean, eventually I would love a team so I don't have to carry that workload on myself every day. And it's been fun. Obviously, you grow, you learn a lot of stuff having a brand. Some days are tough. Some days are really fun. Your first couple years, you don't make any money like that.
For sure.
Honestly, even though last year I do feel like I had really good sales, but like as far as profit, it don't feel like I really made anything because it goes right back into the brand, which is fine. Like I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm still able to eat every day, wake up, still buy stuff that I want and pay my bills and stuff like that. But yeah, every day is a learning process for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Where do you get your inspiration from when it comes to clothes?
Everybody around me, honestly.
That's hard.
I see you got the Corpe. I don't know if I'm saying it right or wrong. He inspires me a lot, man. His work is crazy. I think he's from Gary, right?
Yeah.
His artwork is insane. And I tell him that all the time. Like, yo, like your work is really, really good. Keep going. Like what you're doing isn't like what we see a lot in Indiana.
At all.
So people like him, I'm sure you guys today will inspire me to keep making stuff or inspire my next piece. But I literally get inspiration from everybody and everything around me. That's literally it, honestly. I kind of just make what I like or what I feel I like, and I wear it.
Yeah.
Wearing it is the best promotion I ever could do.
That's facts.
I try to wear something of mine every single day, and it's been working. So people ask me, "Oh, where'd you get that from?" And it's like, it feels like a slight flex to be like, "Oh, it's my own stuff."
Yeah.
Not to be like, conceited or anything like that, but it's like literally
It's
my
mine.
own work.
Yeah.
And people are always just like, "Dang, for real? That's your stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." Like, I think of something. I find the vendors where I need to find the pieces from, and I make it and I wear it, and I try to take a picture or a video of it every day.
Yeah.
And doing that kind of just helps grow the brand itself.
For sure.
So
being real consistent with it. What's the hardest part about? Because of course, like you said, you do everything by yourself. Like finding vendors is tough. Finding time to shoot the stuff is tough. Finding time to bag what is the toughest part you feel like? And what's the most gratifying part? Because everybody talk about the hard stuff, but what's gratifying about it?
I'll start with your first question. The toughest part, I think, is, at least for me, at most times, is not only not trying to get caught up in making money, but pleasing other people.
Yeah.
You'll make stuff, if any of you ever start a brand or have a brand, you'll have people in your ear every day. "Oh, I think you should make this. Oh, I think you should make this, or make it this color, make it that color." And there was a couple times in the beginning of the brand where I would be like, "Okay, I'm gonna make this because this person said, oh, if I make this, they'll buy it."
Yeah.
I make it, they don't buy it.
Yeah.
They go ghost, or you won't hear from them at all. And then it's like, dang, I just made this for no reason. Or you find yourself, trying to make stuff that you see people buying all the time from other brands or other things like that, and it's like, that might work, but is that really being true to yourself or your brand?
Right.
And at times, you gotta not get caught up in trying to follow the trends all the time, and kind of just stay true to just making your own stuff that feels good to you. Because I never want to make stuff and not be happy with it. I'm only making it because it makes money. Because I feel like people will notice that over time. So with that, just staying true to yourself and not getting caught up in making money. And for the second question, I forgot. Sorry.
No. What's the most gratifying part?
The most gratifying part, I would say, is I don't want to call people doubters, but when people finally get that piece from you, and their reaction is way better than you ever thought.
Yeah.
It's been happening a lot more for me.
Yeah.
I do this thing where I try to drop free pieces every month. Like I'll drop a free hat or a free shirt or something like that, and people just pay for shipping.
Yeah.
And I think people go into it like, dang, I thought this was free. Why I got to pay for shipping? Yeah. Granted, I mean, you could probably pull up on me, but the point is not for you to pull up, but for you to just, I got to get it to you somehow. Yeah. You might not live super close to me. But really, when I get that piece, because I think people just have doubt with brands in general. Especially, I feel like a lot of clothing is expensive, shoes are expensive. So a lot of people, if they don't really know about your brand or they don't hear a lot of people talking about it, they probably don't want to spend that much with you. But when they get that first piece and they're just wowed by it and it exceeds their expectations, I feel like that's the most satisfaction right there.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like a thing where, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I told you. I told you it was going to be fire. I told you it was going to be dope. I wish you wouldn't doubted me, but that's probably my favorite part of it all. It's proving to them, you make some really good stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's dope.
Yeah, for real. I ain't gonna lie, I do need that hoodie. Like,
Yeah,
real
you
shit.
talking about the hoodie? I'm looking at the sweatsuit the whole time.
And the crazy thing is, the sweatsuit that she has on was like from my early days, and it's a good sweatsuit. But I think because of how much I've grown,
I ain't even see the
man,
bag.
that's kind of trash. I don't.
Yeah.
It's not that it's really trash. It's like, dang, I know I can.
You just
kill it now.
elevated.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know I can kill it now. But at the time, I like, it sold really well for me. And I think that one was inspired by like Valentine's Day or something.
Mhm.
Because whenever there's like a holiday or something coming up, I try to make something around that time to kind of, for the moment or the feel of the atmosphere or whatever.
For sure.
But seeing that, what she has on versus like the stuff I've been making lately, definitely shows a lot of growth and elevation.
Yeah.
So
That's what's up.
yeah.
And you also, like you said, you work at corporate as well.
Yeah.
Tell us about corporate, because a lot of everybody act like we won't have nothing in the city, or we don't have nowhere to buy no shoes
Oh,
or
for
nothing
sure.
like that. So
Um,
tell everybody about corporate.
Yeah, so like I said, corporate, where I work at, we are a sneaker boutique. We are the only boutique in the state with a Tier 0 Nike account, I believe, or Tier 0 Jordan account and Tier 1 Nike account. So we get the Travis Scotts and like the Amamaniers and the Union collabs. We get all of that stuff in this retail. Like, we have actual accounts with these brands. And I think because of how many resale shops are around the city and the country and everywhere now, that people come in assuming that we're a resale shop.
Yeah.
So when we tell them, oh, this is only like a dunk, it's only $100, they're like, what? Like, why is it only $100? Like, is this real? Like, where y'all get this from? And it's like, yo, we have an account. Like,
Right.
y'all so used to paying resale for everything or seeing a resale price for everything that
We
y'all
ain't
don't
used to seeing
realize
nothing.
regular stores that exist. Like, we
Yeah.
used to have Got Soul in the city years ago before COVID. That was in Broad Ripple. That was the first, and I think only boutique in the city for the longest, at least from when I moved here in 2007. That was the only one I knew of. And we got Hang Time too, which is another store too. So we have stores and we've had stores, but a lot of those aren't existent like that, at least in Indiana. Indiana's kind of small compared to like a New York City or a Chicago
For sure.
or a California where they have 20 boutiques
Yeah.
in one city or one area. But yeah, we're downtown, right off McRae Street, by the Omni Hotel, right off, like behind Brothers and Kilroy's and stuff like that. But like I said, everything is retail. We get all the newest drops. Check out the website, corporategotham.com, if y'all want to, or just pull up to the store. I'm there almost every single day. So, like I said, come there. Stop paying resale for everything.
Nah, for
you have
real.
a chance to get stuff at retail
I
locally
felt
if y'all
that.
want to.
Appreciate it.
We do first come, first served. Like, back in the day, like a lot of places do. Every now and then we might have to raffle like a Travis Scott or something like that. But we
Yeah.
do first come, first serve.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really find too many places that do first come, first serve
Facts.
and get it at retail.
You feel me?
So,
And
yeah,
that's
come shop.
that was something that I always thought about too. I was just like, damn, we don't have nothing like that. And
Yeah.
then somebody was like, nah, y'all gotta go check out corporate. And then
Yeah.
we done some work with some other people who done some resale. Shout out Motion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
they
those are good folks in there. No,
yeah.
nothing.
Nah,
No
for
disrespect
sure.
to any of the resale
sure.
shops. Like, I've definitely shopped at Grills before. I've been into
Yeah.
Motion. There's a couple others that I haven't made my way to just because I just don't really leave the east side or south or
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, nothing wrong with the
Yeah,
resale
no-
shops at all. You need
Yeah.
those to kind of
For sure.
keep things going and things like that.
But boy, it's so
Thanks.
good to find something with some
Yeah,
retail. When I
exactly.
found that, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
thank
And
you.
they got
And we've
some
been there for 4
hard-ass
years.
Yeah.
We've literally we've been here for 4 years. And like I said, we're still growing. A lot of people still don't know about us.
Yeah.
Part of the reason is people come in like, oh man, I'm not telling nobody about this spot.
The whole
blah,
time,
blah,
though.
blah, blah. They found the gem. But yeah, we're still growing. We're still trying to do stuff with the community. We still try to, without people in the city, we would be nothing.
Like,
So there's no way we can leave out the community and not reach out to the community that helps us stay in business. So yeah.
I don't know how involved you were with this, but how was it working with Complex?
So crazy thing is All-Star Weekend, I didn't really get to work with them too much because I was working with Adidas, and that was before I knew they were going to offer me the partnership with the program. So from what I understand, Allen Iverson and Shaq was cool. They did sneaker shopping at the store that weekend.
Yeah.
I got to see some of the original pieces from the archives of Reebok. I'm talking about like wearing white gloves and only being able to touch certain things or like not touching it at all because it might fall apart.
Yeah.
Because it's like the original
Yeah.
samples and they're just like, one slight drop and it'll fall apart. So seeing some of that stuff is crazy. Seeing some of the stuff that was never seen before at all was insane. I think we actually have one of Shaq's shoes It's like a size 22 or something. It's literally like this big. Like, I kid you not.
That is
size of a
huge.
baby.
Yeah, it's like your whole arm almost. Like, it's crazy to see. But yeah, working with Complex, it was fun. Obviously meeting Joe LaPuma, Brandon Dunn, Trinidad James was there.
That's dope.
And I got to meet a lot of other people that weekend too. But even outside of that, a lot of these celebrities just come into the shop on random days.
Yeah.
Like I met Salehi a couple months ago because he was randomly in the city and
Yeah.
stopped in. I met Bun B from randomly stopping in. Other celebrities that I didn't know who they were, but you know, just talking with them, interacting with them, treating them like normal people, obviously. And then I'll look up their name when they leave, and these people have millions of followers. They're like the biggest comedian in the world.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, it's cool to know, but like, it's just crazy that, you know, when they come in, they can just really just be themselves.
Yeah.
And you treat them like a normal person, obviously. And then when you see that, you're like, dang, this person is like a really big deal. But, you know, I'm glad I was able to just keep my cool and act normal. And just, you know, let them be them. But yeah, working at corporate, I've met so many different people and brands and companies and things like that. So corporate has been one of the best places I've worked for. Everybody feels like family. I mean, it kind of is a family. Almost everybody there has been with them since they started like 18 years ago back in Cincy, where the original store is. So it's really like a family type of place to be at. And they've kind of just, you know, given me a lot of opportunities.
For sure.
With music, with the clothing, with everything, man. So, good people.
Yeah, that's dope because they did, like you mentioned, you said they got you connected with Adidas and everything too. So yeah, that's a great family to be a part of.
Yeah, for sure.
But you mentioned you saw some things in the archives, man. Well, what was your favorite piece that you saw in there? I couldn't, like, what is a sample? Did they have samples of like the questions like when they first
I'm
dropped?
talking
Like,
about samples from like the 90s, man. Like they were in like these like super tight briefcases, wrapped up, literally couldn't touch it without a glove, like white gloves. I think it was like in Iverson, what was it? Because I was only there for a little bit. I had to go work with Adidas, so I was only there to open the store. But there was a shoe that Shaq had that I think he might have worn recently that had an actual Pepsi can in the shoe. It was like a Pepsi Shack Attack shoe where they put like an actual soda can in the bottom of his shoe that could fit in the bottom of the shoe.
See, that's why his feet messed
So
up.
stuff like that, and then seeing like I think it was like an original Iverson dress shoe or something like that from like '99 or something, and it was like the most delicate thing that you could probably hold.
Tough.
And just having like stuff like that they hold on to from designs, and some of that stuff don't even make it to production. It's just like an idea.
Yeah.
But seeing things that you've never seen before, and it's just like, dang, I would have never known this existed. So I would say those two things is probably some interesting, crazy stuff.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Well, guys.
That's hard.
Hey, look, man. Well, I appreciate you sliding through.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all follow my man Boogie on all social media platforms. Give him your stuff because there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's a lot. So my main page is Boogie Kazamm, BOOGIEKAZAMM. Brand page Mellow Days Only, no Spency Felling or anything like that. And then the music for the programming is Mellow Sound Academy. If you follow my main page, all the links are on there, so you can follow everything. But yeah, that's my socials. Boogie Kazamm on everything: Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, YouTube. I used to do sneaker reviews back in the day, so I got a couple YouTube videos up there. So literally, Boogie Kazamm, type that in Google, everything should pop up. So.
Make sure y'all tap in, man.
Tap
All y'all,
in, man.
I be seeing everybody asking for beats. Y'all need clothes. Y'all need beats. Y'all need anything.
Get my man Boogie, bro.
My man Boogie up, man.
I try my best.
Get up with my man A Boogie. But yeah, make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, sessions.ent. Follow us on TikTok. I think the same as well. It's the same, ain't it? It's the same as well. Follow me also, SilkPenny_. Follow that guy too.
Nah, it's a great 1K, man. All social media platforms. Before we get out of here, just could you get a crowd like just some words of encouragement, because you got so much going on. How do you continue to stay consistent and stay motivated?
Well, first shout out to God, just letting us wake up every day Shout out to him. My wife especially. Her just being very supportive, man. Having a supportive partner is one of the greatest things ever. I just can't even imagine being with somebody who doesn't really support what you want to do or giving you the space to do it. So shout out to her. But just, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm rambling too much, but I even forgot the question, but just staying true to myself and just really just trying to push to be a better version of myself than the day before, and just making sure I leave a positive impact on everybody I come across. I think that's what keeps me going. So.
Yes, sir. Y'all heard it here first, so make sure y'all follow him. Y'all follow me. Follow him too. Follow us.
Yeah.
You feel me? And hey, you already know what's going on, man. It's Sessions. We out.